Hi. So I don't make these videos that often. So I just wanted to make a quick video talking about some changes that we're going to be making going forward with the podcast and the channel. Um, since we started back in July, we've been experimenting with a lot of different things, different formats, and our goal has really been bring the length of the podcast down to an hour. That's our ideal length. And we've tried a lot of things, and we've kind of struggled with it. And we've also been trying a lot of things for like increased discoverability as well. And in terms of discoverability, that's more like a long term thing. So we're not really gonna we're not gonna see like the effects of our effort to grow, at least for the time being. It's going to be in the long run. So um, So we're gonna take some we're gonna make some pretty big changes to the format of the podcast and the upload schedule as well. So right now, before these changes, what we do is we just record everything. We've got like a big document. We just record everything for the podcast, just in one go, and then we just put out that podcast. And then our extra videos that come out during the month will be snippets of that podcast, which also kind of like attract people back to watching our main content, which is the podcast. But having seen other similar like content style podcasts, I've decided to make a few changes to how we're going to be presenting stuff in podcasts and our uploads, whilst also not wanting you guys to actually miss out on any of the content. So, with what I'm about to say, we've decided to for for those that are going to be watching or listening on Spotify, we're going to splice all of this together. So Spotify, you're still going to get the 2 hour to 2 and a bit hour content. You're still going to get that. But what we've decided to do with with the podcast itself for YouTube and also for live streaming it as well, um, we have decided to what really works with podcasts is discussion based content. So we want to really focus on that. So we have decided to focus more heavily on larger topics. We're going to try and have a mix of serious scientific stuff as well as some more light-hearted stuff. And this this will be I'll be honest, we will be looking at the clock when we're recording to try and get to an hour, but we'll have many different topics that we are ready to talk about, and we'll just go until we hit that mark, and any that we don't get to, we'll keep for like future podcasts. So what's gonna change in the actual podcast itself? So first of all, our intro, like the light-hearted stuff. By the way, just need to give that disclaimer: the wow facts stuff that we do at the start of the podcast that is light-hearted. They're technically facts, but it's more just like socializing. It's a bit of an in joke. The wow facts, but it's meant to be entertaining and kind of funny. Um, We're going to be keeping lesser known species as part of the actual podcast itself because there is quite a lot of back and forth that we found with that. And we are going to have uh, usually two big topics that we cover during each podcast. And these will not necessarily be news based. And we're also going to be answering questions a lot more on the podcast, which this actually appeal. We need more questions. We need more questions to be able to answer. So if you're in chat, record the podcast over on Twitch, then like ask away. We'll see if we can answer it off the top of our heads. If not, there is place you can ask in the YouTube comments. You can ask over on Blue Sky. You can ask in the Discord if you're part of the Discord. You can ask pretty much anywhere, and if it's a good enough question that would require a lengthy answer, that's going to be something that we want for the podcast, really, because that's going to keep us talking and have a discussion. So that means that the big thing that we're going to be cutting from the podcast will be the news segments. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to get news. I have decided that on a weekly basis, now the second week of the month might be a little bit more difficult to do because I'm also like scheduling uploads for the month, but that might be a little bit less so now with the new way that we're going to do things. So the news every week we're gonna look. I'm gonna look through the news. I'll be doing this on my own. If there's something big and major to talk about, I'll probably invite Gio on. If it's really big, we might actually save it properly for the podcast. But we'll go through the news each week. But it's important to know not every week has news. In fact, there's a lot of weeks that don't have news. It's quite common that we'll have a week where we have all the news arrive like in that week. All the news for the month will arrive in that week. So what we're going to do is like every week we're going to see, do we have news? If we don't have news, we simply won't do a news segment for that week. If we do, the goal is to be able to make the news articles short. Shorts are much easier to watch and listen when you're looking for news. But if it's something a little bit long, if we've got a lot of articles appear in the same week, then we'll do like not a short video, but a shorter YouTube video, not hashtag shorts. So we'll do that, and I will list the week number and the year in the title of the video as well. So if we're missing one, if we're missing a week of news, like don't worry about it. It's not that we've forgotten to do it. It's that we didn't feel like we had enough content, like news content, to be able to actually release a video. And you'll definitely see after that, you will see a video that will be like weeks 7 and 8, for instance, rather than one for week 7, which says we got nothing, and one for week 8. So keep an eye that they can be shorts if it's short enough. They can be shorts, or it can be actual like shorter videos. Like I say, if you're going to be listening on Spotify, we're going to actually splice the news in on that. We're gonna stick on there. I don't know when we're gonna put it. I think we're gonna put onto the end of the actual podcast. So we'll have the actual podcast, and then we'll have like a bit after. I've not really thought how we're gonna like stick that in yet. So same with Orca Watch. Orca Watch, I love doing Orca Watch. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's really long. Orca Watch currently, when we do the live recording, acts as a break for us actually. But if we're managing to get it down to an hour, then we don't need that break. And all Orca Watch is pre-recorded. It's me pre-recording it. So Orca Watch, like the actual content, will not change one bit. But Orca Watch will properly be its own entity now. Now we're developing an upload schedule to where we can get Orca Watch out pretty soon after the actual main podcast as well, because it's something topical, it's something recent. It's kind of important to make sure it's out not at the end of the month previous. So yeah, and Orca Watch is very niche. I appreciate that, and the reason why we've decided to not have it in the podcast anymore is because that's usually when like 90% of our viewers switch off. There's some people that are interested in Orca Watch. There's a lot of people that aren't because it's very niche. So we want to allow those people that are interested in it to still be able to see it, whilst also allowing the actual videos to do better. So that's why we're going to branch it off a bit. Um, so that will also be uploaded to the YouTube, and that'll be separate. And yeah, so and along with like standalone videos we are not going to schedule. We're not even going to announce them coming out until they're done. I'm not going to announce a video that's not already in the YouTube system scheduled for a release. That being said, we do have a video coming out this Sunday on the 15th of February about the Bremer Bay orcas, and put a lot of effort into that, and really proud of how that turned out. So uh, I really hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you will enjoy these changes going forward. Let us know in the comments whether you like these changes, whether you think it's for the better, or whether you still prefer like the old style, like where it's just really long. Which if you do, remember the link to the link to the Spotify version of the podcast, which is the long uncut edit. Um, that is in the actual about page in the actual YouTube channel. So, and we do try and include into the description of each podcast upload as well. So yeah, thank you for taking the time to listen to this, listen to the updates um, of what we're doing going forward with Wild Talk podcast. Um, this I'm I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying being doing this, the Wild Talk podcast. It's something I've wanted to do for so long, but like I've never really had the chance to be able to do it. I guess I've never really come out my shell to do it. But this is really the content that I enjoy making more than anything that I do on my other YouTube channel, more than anything else I do on Twitch. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching.